This is kind of a movie review of one of two known to exist. This is a 1917 Woods Mobilette Sheridan light delivery truck. Francis Woods produced this in Harvey, Illinois, produced his cars from 1913 to 1917, and towards the end of production, the reason it was referred to as a Sheridan light delivery was because William Sheridan came as an investor in late 1916 through 1917, and so Francis Woods referred to this vehicle as a Sheridan light delivery. It was the most expensive model made by Woods Mobilette during those years, and it was the last model made. Only two are known to exist, and that's on authority from the Horseless Carriage Club, as well as the late Beverly Ray Kime on this centerfold article, which I'll show you a little bit later. Anyway, the vehicle is a cycle car. It's one of the more expensive cycle cars that was built just after the beginning of the turn of the century, until Henry Ford dropped the price of the Model T below $500, and then almost all the cycle car companies went out of business. This happens to be a 104-inch wheelbase. It's 43 inches wide at the hubcaps. It weighs about 1,000 pounds. It was advertised to get 40 miles to the gallon at 40 miles an hour. When you're going 40 miles an hour in this, it seems like you're going about 70. Anyway, we bought it in the 1998 era, and that is the earliest known photograph of it before Ellis B. Jones of Russellville, Michigan purchased it. According to the family, his daughter, he's now deceased, but apparently, according to the daughter, he brought it out of upper state New York in the middle of a winter on a single axle trailer down. They don't know much about where it came from. He never said much. He kept it in a barn for between 50 to 60 years until I kind of hunted down, after I'd had information about it from the other owner of the other Sheridan light delivery truck, which I also restored. And at that point, he was in a rest home, and his daughter advised if and when he passed, that the vehicle would be up for sale. So that's about the condition we bought it in 1998, 1999, and it was hauled from Russellville, Michigan, into Washington State, where we began restoration. All the woodwork was redone except for the main frame rail beams, which are rock maple. They were rubbed in motor oil years ago, and they survived in good condition, so those were used. The top slats underneath the roof, the cross pieces, those were all saved, but virtually all the woodwork had to be redone because it had really bad weather damage, as you can probably see from the picture there. Everything was restored on it. It's powered with a Perkins 22 horsepower engine. We did everything on it. It's magneto fired. It has 4 primer cups, each over a cylinder, so you can prime them. I'll show how it's done when we do a cold start. I think I mentioned it's 1,000 pounds. It has 3/4 elliptical springs in the back, and it's, of course, underslung in the front with full elliptical pair up front. So it had gas-powered, acetylene-powered headlamps, and a kerosene-powered taillight. Cycle cars did experiment with right-hand drive. The Sheridan light deliveries were all right-hand drive, as you see there, and it basically consists of the original steering wheel. We saved that, and then there's a percussion horn, and you've got levers for throttle and advance on the column, an emergency brake, and then the 3-speed on the floor. Let me show you a picture of the centerfold article that Beverly Ray Kime did on it back in 2005. We finished restoring it in 2004, and then I had contact with her, and she said, I thought the vehicle, she told me she thought that this 17 was never produced, and I told her I had one, and so with multiple correspondence, she came back to me, and in 2005, this is the centerfold article in Automobile Quarterly, and of course, the backside, she had the Woods Mobilette emblem embossed in the magazine or the quarterly book, so it's pretty nice to have that article done on it. That's probably covers most everything. Primer cups?
Primer cups.
Okay, so let me get this out of the way. And you just pour a little bit of, just a couple of drips of gas in these primer cups. And by the way, the engine, when it was built, everything was balanced and blueprinted. All new valves. They were custom made from 52 Studebaker valves. They had to cut the stems down. But she is very good compression. The choke is up front, you pull, but we probably won't need that. You close the primer cups down like so. And let me get this gas out of the way. And I always wear gloves because the horns on the underslung frame are pretty close together, and you try to get a little rhythm going, and it's not too hard to bust your knuckles. Throttle up a little bit. Again here. Good. And there is a button on the floor that
grounds the magneto out to stop it on the right next to the pedals.
Okay. Guess that's good. Huh.